Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to speak on this matter of public importance, and I commend the member for Wannon for bringing this matter to this House's attention. It's particularly concerning, Deputy Speaker, to read that we are going to have an additional 1.5 million migrants, but this is in conjunction with a day when in the other House, in the other place, the Greens have rejected the Albanese Labor government's housing plan. So 1.5 million additional immigrants, and where are they going to live? And I found the member for Bennelong's comments that we are blaming migrants for some problem. We are not. We are actually trying to ensure, the member for Bennelong, we are trying to ensure that the 1.5 million migrants that you are bringing into our country will have somewhere to live. Deputy Speaker, in circumstances where the government has announced this increase on a day when it has been completely confirmed that the Labor Party's housing policy is in tatters. Deputy Speaker, sensible increases in migration are supported. Migration provides tremendous economic benefits, tremendous social benefits, and Australia is the most successful multicultural nation in the world. But there has been no discussion about the impacts of an additional 1.5 million people on congestion, on infrastructure, housing, government services, the environment or our regions. And, Deputy Speaker, with the numbers that have been presented, which is roughly 1.235 million people after 4 years, that's a city the size of Adelaide. The size of Adelaide, Deputy Speaker. 1.495 million after 5 years. That is an average of a city the size of Wollongong arriving every year. The Albanese Labor government would have to build 10 Tasmanian football stadiums a year to seat the additional arrivals, Mr Deputy Speaker. And in my home state of New South Wales, it's forecast to hit more than 8.7 million people. That's an additional 1,669 people per week in my home state of New South Wales. Where will all of these people live? The government's housing policy, heralded in with such fanfare and triumphalism last year, in last October, Minister Collins stated $10 billion for housing, 1 million new homes. 1 million new homes. If I can just turn briefly to what key stakeholders have said about Minister Collins's housing policy. AMP Chief Economist Dr Shane Oliver has noted the resurgence in underlying demand on the back of very high immigration, that 400,000 arrivals this year equates to demand for an extra 200,000 dwellings. The Grattan Institute, increasing the annual migrant intake by 40,000 a year, will over a decade increase rents by up to 5%. So when this Labor government talks to us about being serious about affordable rentals, they cannot develop a policy that has some significant intellectual rigour. Not even the sycophantic Greens, not even your best friends up there in that other place, not even they can bring themselves to support this policy. It's not the business of the federal government to build houses. It's never been the business of the federal government to compete. This policy has revealed you do not understand the basics of what drives the housing industry, you don't understand the building and construction industry, and you do not understand how to develop sensible policy that will address the chronic shortage of housing in this country. And while I mention the honourable member for Griffith, with whom I have barely ever agreed, even he said today that he could not support it. It's not even good enough policy for the Green Party to be able to support.
Not even the Greens.
And I will just, while speaking about other ministers, Assistant Treasurer and Minister for Financial Services said on Sky on the 29th of March, More people does not mean more pressure on housing and infrastructure. Unbelievable. From the Assistant Minister, the Assistant Treasurer said that, Deputy Speaker.
The honourable member for Holt.